I tell you what, this Ministry of Health cover-up over the saline cock-up is an absolute shocker. I'm going to bring you up to speed with what we know this afternoon. So, July 12, take you back 6 weeks, July 12, at the Highbrook jabbing station, 732 people turn up to get their vaccines. At the end of the day, the staff check the number of vaccines handed out against the number of vials left over, and there is a mismatch. There is still a vial unaccounted for. And that means that there's one possibility that 5 people who got the jab actually didn't get the jab. They got saline, essentially salty water instead. Now, what the Ministry of Health could have done when they realised this was to write to every single person who went to Highbrook that day, and it's actually not a big number, it's only 732, could have written to every single one of them and said, hey, we're not sure what's happened, but if you want to be sure that you've got the coverage that you think you've got, come back, get another jab, no trouble, right? Just cover off the possibility. Ministry of Health didn't do that. They told no one publicly for 6 weeks what had happened. And then this morning, the story broke in the media because someone, and I'm assuming it's someone involved in the jabbing, was so worried that possibly 5 people don't have the vaccine protection that they think they do, that they leaked the story to the media to get it out there. Only this morning, when the story broke, did the Ministry of Health start writing letters and sending those letters to the 732 people who went to Highbrook that day, because they had their names on record, they knew who they were, and they only started writing to them today. That is a cover-up. What that tells you is that the Ministry of Health is more concerned about its reputation than it is about making sure that every Kiwi has the protection that they deserve and that they think they have. They literally put themselves before those 5 people. Now, if you sometimes wonder why members of the media, including myself, have absolutely no time for the Ministry of Health, this is why. Because this is the kind of stuff that we deal with behind the scenes all of the time. They lie to us so often it's ridiculous. Last year's big lockdown, Ashley got up, told us there was PPE. There was no PPE. We later found that out. He told us there were flu jabs. Later found out that wasn't true. He told us border workers were getting tested regularly. Later found out also not true. And the list went on. The ministry is dishonest and it hides things even when they know that Kiwis could be hurt by hiding those things. Because as I say, they are more worried about protecting themselves and the government and their reputations than they are about you. So in future, hopefully you will take this cover-up incident into account when you weigh up whether to trust the assurances of the Ministry of Health.